Welcome to the Streetport Connection with Tommy. This video is on your SmackDown and 205 Live results for this week for the June 18th episode. Birthdays on the 18th. Former WCW and WWE star Big Vito turned 55 years old, while WWE star Bam Neely turned 44. Kenny Chaos turned 49. He was formerly with WCW. Also would have been the 73rd birthday of the legendary Bruiser Brody and the 57th birthday of Japanese legend Mitsuharu Misawa and the 83rd birthday of wrestling legend Larry the Axe Hennig, who passed away in December. June 20th birthdays, Hall of Famer Coco Beware turned 62 years old. August 23rd is your Bossier City live event from WWE. And advertised matches are so far only 2 matches scheduled. Becky Lynch versus Lacey Evans for the women's title, and Seth Rollins versus constipated Baron Corbin. Other stars advertised: Braun Strowman, possibly the returning AJ Styles, possibly by next week, returning from an injury. My condolences go to the family of Adrian McCallum, the British wrestling star, a.k.a. nicknamed Lionheart, passed away at the age of 36. Cause of death has not been revealed yet. McCallum was the reigning ICW champion when he passed. He had defeated Jackie Polo for the title at ICW's Fear of Loathing 11 last December. McCallum also worked matches for TNA and WWE when they were in the UK, and had competed for the Ring of Honor World Championship in 2008. WWE posted this video of SmackDown Tag Team Champion Daniel Bryan and Rowan railing on the people of California during a commercial break at this week's SmackDown from Ontario, Canada. Show some respect for the planet's tag team champions, Bryan yelled. You ignorant people need to show some respect for the planet's tag team champions. Oh, I get it. I get it. The reason why you guys are all ignorant and impotent is because this air quality is getting to your brains and making you all stupid. I get it. I get it. Bryan and Rowan did commentary during Heavy Machinery's win over the B team on this week's Blue Brand show. They will defend their titles against Heavy Machinery at this coming Sunday's WWE Stomping Grounds pay-per-view. Also noted, tonight's SmackDown episode saw WWE 205 Live General Manager finally capture the WWE 24/7 title from R-Truth. Drake did not appear live on 205 Live episode to continue the angle from SmackDown, but he did check in on Twitter, and he wrote, "Brass ring. Completed it, mate. Hashtag WWE, at WWE, hashtag Maverick 247. Ice Cube is in negotiation to star with Dave Bautista in the next upcoming movie, The Killer's Game. According to Deadline.com, in the film, Bautista plays a hitman who finds out that he will die of a terminal disease. Since he's a devout Catholic and won't commit suicide, he takes out a contract on himself so that the woman that he is in love with is financially set. He later learns that he was misdiagnosed, and is fine. So he must now try to call off the hit and protect his new lover. Although several hitmen are trying to take the bounty, if Ice Cube accepts the role, he will play the top assassin. Brendan Williams revealed that his new name in NXT is Dio Madden. The former NFL offensive tackle posted a tweet with his name changed, writing, "Welcome to Madden Town." Get it? Madden. Sports, football. Madden had signed with WWE in late August of 2016. After his NFL career ended in 2015, 6'7", 300-pounder started training at Booker T's Reality of Wrestling. He has been working NXT live events since October 2016. However, he has yet to appear on NXT TV. Back in March, Nicki and Brie Bella officially announced their retirement from the wrestling ring. While Brie became a mom, Nicki was working on a comeback following neck surgery. Last wrestling at WWE Evolution in a losing effort to Ronda Rousey, Nicki hasn't been seen in a WWE ring since. The Bella twins were once again guests during last night's Tonight Show, starring Jimmy Fallon, promoting the Bellas podcast while also talking about spoiling Game of Thrones to her boyfriend. Nicki went into detail as to why she retired around the 310 mark. Nicki discussed how Brie had a choice as a mom to retire, but she never got that satisfaction. For me, I really wanted to go back and fight for the tag titles, Nicki stated. I've always had my neck issues, and after neck surgery, it hasn't been okay. I feel like I needed to go get a checkup before we went back for the tag titles. Results came back, and I herniated the disc above where I had surgery. I have all this inflammation around the middle, and then I have a cyst on my brain. So we're like, you're done, no more. So I didn't get a choice, which sucks. Both multi-time women's champions, Nicki and Brie, debuted back in 2008 in WWE. Since then, they have become the stars of Total Divas and Bellas, which will soon be returning to TV. They also own a wine business and have created the Birdie B brand. In April, Nicki explained how everything in her life was a lot to handle when it came to returning to the ring. She also had said anything is possible when it comes to wrestling. Having that comeback, filming Total Bellas, running 3 companies, and then fighting Ronda Rousey and beating up my body. I just remember when we were sitting there on our 35th birthday, I just sat there and said to myself that I was done. Nicki continued, I started thinking about my health and my age. I need to put more focus on my companies. So honestly, that was the reason why I retired. This is the thing about WWE, though, the doors are truly never closed. As noted, WWE and Netflix announced their first movie on Wednesday of last week called The Main Event. The family-friendly movie is scheduled to premiere sometime in 2020, as I did advertise it on my last week's results video. It was confirmed that WWE Champion Kofi Kingston, Sheamus, and The Miz will also have roles in the movie. Kofi took to Twitter and reacted to the big news. He wrote, Yo, I'm going to be in a movie at Netflix and at WWE Studios coming together to present The Main Event. It's a live-action family movie, also starring at Mike The Miz and at WWE Sheamus. Matt Hardy testing out a new gimmick on social media. I already explained that previous weeks about his other gimmick. But I got some results of that post. They're not taking that. As he posted a video to a social media account saying that may signify a gimmick change has arrived for the veteran performer, along with a caption in all capital letters, You don't understand how hard it is to be Matt Hardy. Matt spends the entirety of the video complaining about the various tasks associated with his job as a WWE performer. I've been at work since 11 a.m. this morning, Matt said. I can't even begin to describe how challenging today has been. At work, I was tasked with fulfilling 2 intricate, detailed, compelling segments of live TV. I can put into words how difficult that is. I don't even think the authors of pain could be the authors of my pain. You don't understand how hard it is to be Matt Hardy. Although the gimmick is in its genesis, there are some obvious associations being made between his last name being Hard E and his protesting about how hard his daily tasks are. Previously noted back in March that how he has continued to push for a new character to portray on WWE TV. At the time, Hardy wanted to take on the role of the multifarious Matt Hardy, which would include Matt acting as multiple characters at various times. Woken Matt, Matt Hardy V1, and Big Money Matt. The latter one, they turned down. They didn't give the traction he was hoping for, so despite releasing promos to social media, and you can see that on that link there on his Instagram. After weeks of frustration, Impact Wrestling has announced that they have released Scarlet Bordeaux from her contract. She is the Impact Wrestling version of Lacey Evans in WWE. Company made the announcement by Twitter. At Impact Wrestling confirms that it has released Scarlet Bordeaux from her commitments to Impact. We wish her every success in her future endeavors. After a brief run with Impact from 2014 to 2015, Bordeaux returned to Impact in 2018, sporting a smoke show gimmick that gained a lot of attention. One of Impact's most viral videos was her giving Scott Steiner, Big Papa Slump, a lap dance. Over time, however, she started to wrestle more frequently on the program, including against men. She defeated Disco Inferno in her debut match. Bordeaux recently requested her release from the company. Although the contract was due later this summer, Bordeaux's deal was set to reportedly pay her per appearance and wasn't a guaranteed contract anyways. She was among a few members of the Impact roster to request their release, including boyfriend Killer Kross, who also asked for his release but was denied. Speculation on Impact possibly granting a release to Killer Kross now that they have released his girlfriend Scarlet Bordeaux. But PW Insider reports that Kross will continue working for the company as they are not planning on giving him the release. There's been heat on Kross, who also works as a producer for Impact, for speaking out against the company on recent Wrestling Perspectives podcast with former X-Division champion Petey Williams. Kross had wanted out of his Impact contract for financial reasons, among other issues. Kross noted in the interview how Bordeaux was still living at home because of how little money she was making with Impact Wrestling, adding that her situation was worse than his. Bordeaux had become one of the top women's division talents for the company. Not saying much. There's no word yet on if Kross is interested in leaving Impact after his contract is over to pursue a potential job with WWE. It was reported back in September 2018 that WWE had interest in signing Kross, and that they were putting feelers out to the big man. New Japan Pro Wrestling also having interest in him. At the time, heard nothing about WWE's interest in Kross since then, but the feelers were interesting because he was under contract to Impact. Kross also confirmed in a recent interview that WWE did contact him after he first debuted with Impact in 2018. The MMA for horsewomen of NXT and WWE has been spotted at Citizens Bank Arena in Ontario, California at this league, the site of SmackDown and WWE 205 Live. Marina Shafir confirmed on her Instagram story that she's at the arena along with Ronda Rousey, Jessamine Duke, and NXT Women's Champion Shayna Baszler. There's now obvious speculation on the horsewomen making an appearance on SmackDown, but it looks like they are only filming for the WWE Network. Likely an episode of WWE Ride Along. Rousey has been away from WWE since WrestleMania 35, but she lives on the West Coast, and WWE production crews may be taking advantage of her being nearby to get some filming done. It's very unlikely that the horsewomen would spoil a potential main roster appearance on social media. And that can be found at that link. For the first time, WWE is getting a Best WWE Moment under the Best Performance category at this year's espys, which will be hosted by Tracy Morgan on July 10th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on ABC. Nominees for the award are Roman Reigns, returning after his battle with leukemia, Becky winning the Raw and WWE SmackDown Women's Championship at WrestleMania 35. And Kofi Kingston winning his first WWE Championship at WrestleMania 35. And Ronda Rousey becoming WWE Raw Women's Champion. Voting can be done at this link here on ESPN website. But I'll give you right to the right link. Several WWE superstars have been also nominated for 2019 Teen Choice Awards. John Cena has been nominated for the Choice Action Movie Actor Award for his role in Bumblebee, which is also nominated for Choice Action Movie. Bella Twins were nominated for the Choice Female Athlete Award, and AJ Styles was nominated for the Choice Male Athlete Award. Voting now, open at this link, and ends Tuesday, June 25th. So you get about half a week to get this vote done. The award show airs on Sunday, August 11th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Fox. WWE Hall of Famer Bret Hart will make his feature film debut in a horror movie, Tales from the Dead Zone, co-starring Corey Feldman from The Goonies, The Lost Boys, and Stand By Me. The movie is about a medical examiner conducting autopsies on victims of a horrible car crash, who imagines how they may have lived their lives. The anthology links 4 terrifying stories together. All 4 of the stories in feature film have been shot, says director Barry J. Gillis. We are gearing up now to shoot the wrap around story in the fall. Gillis also discussed casting Hart and Feldman for the movie, knowing that he's happy with their performances. We get messages from the people who think it's a disaster, Gillis admitted. It just boggles the mind. To me, it's been a great idea since day one. Both are true professionals and great actors. I'm happy with the performances. Tales from the Dead Zone is slated to be released in 2020. Check out a trailer of this link here, of the official movie poster as well in the link. Dark match before tonight's SmackDown from Citizens Business Bank Arena in Ontario, Canada. Ontario, California. Saw Ali defeat Buddy Murphy in singles action. This is the same dark match that took place before May 28th SmackDown. Murphy has not wrestled a TV match since coming to the Blue Brand from WWE 205 Live in the 2019 Superstar Shakeup. SmackDown opened up for the Citizen Business Bank Arena in Ontario, California. Tom Phillips welcomes us to the show, chimed in by Corey Graves and Byron Saxon. Go right to the ring. Out comes the New Day, Big E, Xavier Woods, and Kofi Kingston. The head to the ring as Greg Hamilton does former introductions. Kofi welcomes everyone to SmackDown and they plug WWE Stomping Grounds. New Day starts in with her comedy until the music hits. Out comes Dolph Ziggler. There was a fake account on Dolph's real name, Nick Nemeth, on Facebook, and he was messaging me during the show as the segment was opening and then stopped. So I knew it was fake. Ziggler says that this is typical New Day out here, distracting everyone from what we all know from Super Showdown. Kofi doesn't deserve to be WWE Champion. Ziggler goes on and taking shots, going back and forth on the mic with Kofi. Kofi warned Ziggler ahead of his singles match with Xavier Woods tonight. Ziggler promises to come out on top and then take the WWE title from Kofi at Stomping Grounds on Sunday. Ziggler says Kofi doesn't deserve to be champion, and without the New Day, he is nothing. Ziggler heads to the ring for the first match of the see SmackDown's Women's Champion, Bayley backstage getting ready. We're going to go to commercial. Ziggler versus Woods, first match. Back to the right, Ziggler is going at it with Woods, already started the match. Back and forth as Kofi looks on from ringside with Big E. Ziggler has a neck breaker for a 2 count. Ziggler keeps Woods grounded in the middle of the ring. Woods ends up coming back and mounting offense. Woods with an honor roll for a 2 count. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens end up running down to interfere, but the referee ejects him after the interference. Sammy and Owens got taken down at ringside on the way out. They bring it back into the ring for a close 2 count as we go back to commercial, with the referee checking on Woods as another referee is escorting Kofi and Big E to the back as well. Double elimination. Ejection. Back from the break, Woods drops Ziggler for a pop. Everyone else has been ejected from ringside now. Woods covers for a 2 count after a big right hand. Fan chant, "This is awesome" now. Ziggler ends up on the floor for a breather, but Woods drop kicks him through the ropes for a pop. Ziggler brings it back in the ring and presses Ziggler high in the air, holding him as fans cheer. Woods drops Ziggler into a gutbuster for a close 2 count. Knees across the stomach. Woods then takes Ziggler to the apron, but Ziggler rams him back into the ring post. Ziggler super kicks Woods off the apron to the floor. Woods is laid out on the floor now as Ziggler follows. Ziggler brings it back into the ring as the referee counts. Fans try to rally for Woods as Ziggler stalks him. Ziggler nails a zigzag, but Woods rolls under the bottom rope to avoid a pinfall. Ziggler wants to punish Woods some more. Ziggler ties Woods' arms around the ropes and does an arm bar. Referee checks on Woods as Ziggler backs off. Ziggler then nails a super kick to the face while Woods is still tied up in the ropes. And then Woods hits the mat and Ziggler covers for the pin to win. After the match, Ziggler stands tall as music hits. We go to replay as Ziggler exits while Woods is flat on his back in the ring. Announcer shows us footage of the feud between Constipated Corbin and WWE Universal Champion Seth Rollins from this week's Raw. We also see Rollins beating on Brock Lesnar with a steel chair at Super Showdown, and Rollins' recent chair shots to the potential special referees for stomping grounds. We also see how Raw ended with Corbin standing over Rollins after the main event. The camera cuts backstage to Shelton Benjamin and the B-Team in the hallway. Curtis and Bo are interested in being special referee for stomping grounds. Shelton says they're not stupid, and Baron Corbin just wants to use anyone he can to win the title, but he wants to use Corbin too. Matt Hardy comes walking out of Corbin's office, apparently after his interview for the special referee gig. Matt says Shelton is next, and then walks off. We see Alexa Bliss backstage preparing for her segment. And we go to commercial. Back from the break, out comes Alexa to the stage for another moment of Bliss segment. Nikki Cross is with her. Bliss talks about how Cross being here tonight and tonight's segment. But stop so someone can bring her coffee out from the back. SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley comes out and said, taking a sip of Bliss's coffee, which is not the same cup that Bliss gave her backstage, gave the guy backstage, which she doesn't approve of. Bliss says Bayley crushed Nikki's dreams of being a tag team champion on Raw last night. Bayley says Bliss isn't really a friend of Nikki's. She's just using her. Bayley says that she's tired of Bliss and has had enough of her talking behind her back. Bayley dares Bliss to say it to her face. Bliss goes on about how she's always seen through Bayley. She's tried to turning the nice person into the locker room when she came here, and everyone was against her. But even Bayley made her feel worthless. Bayley said only Charlotte Flair made her feel welcome. Bliss goes on and says Bayley isn't a hugger, she's a liar. Bayley says Bliss is lying again and making up scenarios that never happened. Bayley says Bliss is doing with Cross the same thing as she did with Mickie James and Nia Jax. Bayley says she hasn't lied to Bliss. Bliss just can't handle the truth. Bayley says Bliss is not some goddess. She's just some entitled little princess who doesn't deserve a dang thing. Bliss goes on about how she's not entitled, and the war of the words continues. Bliss says Bayley is nothing but a placeholder because she peaked in NXT. Bliss goes on until Bayley attacks her, and they fight around the stage. Cross and pulls Bayley off, yells at her to stay off. Bayley and Cross have words now. Bliss attacks Bayley from the side and then dropped her. Best music hits in the segment. Zelina Vega backstage getting ready when Apollo Crews approaches looking for Andrade. Vega wonders if he's flirting with her or really looking for Andrade. Crews is surprised. This leads to Andrade attacking from behind and destroying him with a quick fit of rage. The camera's cut to Chad Gable off the side, taking more notes. Kind of looks like a teacher thing. We see Daniel Bryan and Rowan backstage talking. Back to commercial. B-Team versus Heavy Machinery was your next match. Back to the ring, out comes B-Teams, Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas. SmackDown Tag Team Champions Daniel Bryan and Rowan came out to do commentary for the match. Out next comes Heavy Machinery, Tucker and Notice. Tucker starts off with Axel and is forced to fight off a double team from the apron early on. Axel unloads in the corner and fights off both opponents again. Dallas tags back in as they reap. They keep trying to get B-Team chant going on. They beat Tucker down in the corner again, and in comes Axel for another pin attempt. They keep Tucker grounded in the middle of the ring. Tucker ends up leveling Axel with a huge clothesline as Otis waits for a tag. Otis tags in at the same time as Dallas. Dallas gets dropped. Otis splashes Axel in the corner and goes back to Dallas. Otis clotheslines Axel over the top rope to the floor. Dallas rocks Otis, but Otis no-sells it and hulks up. Otis keeps taking shots from Dallas and no-selling them. He shakes the ropes, Ultimate Warrior style, and catches Dallas in mid-move, dropping him with a big slam. Otis splashes both opponents in the corner, and they go down. Otis is all smiles as he hits a caterpillar and elbow drop on Dallas. Tucker tags in for a big double-team compactor move for the pin and the win. After the match, Rowan and Bryan stare Heavy Machinery down as a celebration. They celebrate the win. Otis and Tucker head up the ramp as the music plays. Universal Champion Seth Rollins suddenly hits the ring with a steel chair. Rollins unloads on Axel and Dallas with the chair shots. Taking turns as the fans count along with him, Rollins delivers a bunch of chair shots to the B-Team and stands tall in the middle of the ring as fans chant, "Burn it down now." We see a limousine pull up outside the arena. Shane McMahon steps out and walks in. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens approach him to inform him of what Seth Rollins just did. Sami says he's a guest here under the wild card rule and he doesn't feel safe. Owens agrees and says we've got to do something about this. Sami and Owens tells Shane he has a problem with both champions, Rollins and Kobe Keaton. Because they are bad people, Shane proposes a 2 out of 3 falls with Rollins and Kobe versus Owens and Sami for tonight. Shane walks away and says that he has a few things to go address. Sami and Owens aren't thrilled with the decision. Back to commercial. Back from the commercial, we get another pre-recorded backstage segment from Aleister Black. Black understands why no one has picked a fight with him because he can hear their whispers as they pass by. He hears them talk about how Black was told he'd amount to nothing, how Black was a child destined to fall from grace. Black knows what they're thinking, but this is not a woe is me story. This is a woe my opponents story, because eventually someone will come knocking at his door. Someone will pick a fight with him, and when they fight their fight, Black will shall change the essence of that man. We go to ring. Out comes Shane McMahon with Elias. They stop on the stage as Drew McIntyre's music hits. Drew marches to the ring with Shane and Elias. Shane tells Hamilton to save his grand introduction because everyone already knows Shane is the best in the world. Shane says he and Roman Reigns had an incident on Raw last night, but he's not here to discuss that. Shane says we're here to put a spotlight where it should be, on McIntyre, the man who will stomp butt and take names on Sunday when he faces Reigns. Drew says Shane wanted him to end Reigns' career last night, but they didn't because they're better men than Reigns. Drew goes on about how he wants Reigns at his best for their match on Sunday. Drew was interrupted by music, and as The Miz makes his way out under the wild card rule, Drew is a heavy. Shane asks Miz why he's here. Miz says it's important that everyone watch what he has for us to watch. We see a replay of the brawl in Shane's office from Raw. We also see Reigns getting paid back. Miz laughs and Shane isn't happy. Miz also shows us slow motion shots of Shane running from Reigns. Then Reigns hitting a spear on Shane. Miz cracks jokes at Shane for sweating faster in slow motion. Miz has more, but Shane says that's it. And he's going to fire anyone in the production truck if they show the footage. Miz knocks Shane for being the son of the boss. He also takes shots at Drew. Shane says Miz has daddy issues. Miz goes on about how Shane first pushed for SmackDown to be the land of opportunity, but now no one gets opportunity except for Shane and his crew. Miz then says everyone is sick of Shane, and the crowd pops. Miz goes on and says Shane is his responsibility. He is the one who sent Shane down this ego trip, and he will be the one to end it. They both have words, and Shane proposes McIntyre in alliance versus Miz and a partner of choice, as long as it happens in the next 10 seconds. Shane starts counting. WWE 24/7 champion R-Truth suddenly appears at ringside. Creeping around, Miz names Truth as his partner for the Awesome Truth reunion, and the crowd pops. Shane makes the match official and says it will be a tag team elimination match. Shane calls for a referee to come down. Music hits, and we go back to virtual as the Miz and Truth talking over ringside. Truth does not look interested. Back from the break, women's tag team champions Iconics are backstage with Paige, Asuka, and Kairi Sane. Paige wants a title shot for the Kabuki Warriors, but the Iconics insult them and turn them down. Paige reveals that she's security match for her team at next week's live event in Tokyo, Japan, and if they win, they will earn a title shot. Iconics aren't happy. Tag team elimination match was up next. Miz and Truth versus Elias and Drew. We go back to the ring. Matches are already underway. And WWE 24/7 champion R-Truth and The Miz go at it with Elias and Drew McIntyre. Back and forth start. Truth shows off some and dances around after some offense, but Drew turns it back around on him. Drew goes back to work on Truth as Shane barks orders from ringside. Drew takes it to the corner and unloads with strikes. Truth fights back. Elias with a cheap shot to Truth as the referee is distracted. Drew goes back to work on Truth, plants him into the mat for a 2 count. Elias tags in and keeps Truth grounded. More back and forth after a comeback attempt. Shane with another cheap shot that allows Elias to get the pin and the elimination on Truth. A group of superstars run down the ramp and start chasing Truth. Shelton grabs the WWE 24/7 title and just runs around the ring with it. He has no referee. A referee grabs the title and warns him that he has to pin Truth to get the title. Truth snatches the title and runs away with it. Superstars chase him through the crowd once again. Miz recovers at ringside as Drew stands tall and waits in the ring. We go back to commercial. Back for the break, Miz is down on the outside. Drew distracts the referee, allowing Shane to nail Miz with a cheap shot. Drew charges Miz at ringside, but he moves and Drew lands in the timekeeper's area. Elias brings Miz back into the ring and flies off the top, but Miz hits him with a boot to the taped up ribs on the way down. Miz rocks Elias back in the corner and unloads with a kick as fans count along. Then he has kicks. Miz with a running knees into the corner, and then another one set. Miz charges again with a flying clothesline, but ended up rolling Elias up for a 2 count. Miz dropped Elias on his face for another 2 count. Shane looks on a bit worried as Miz gets to his feet first. Miz delivers a kick to Elias on his knees as the fans count along. Elias catches the last kick and stands up with the Miz on the shoulders. Miz slides out and rolls Elias up for a 2 count. Drew rocks Miz from the floor with the Glasgow kiss headbutt. While the referee wasn't looking, Drew comes in as a legal man and waits for Miz to recover Drew waits in the corner for Miz and talks trash. Miz gets up and turns around to a big Claymore kick from a fired up McIntyre, and Drew covers for the pin and the win. After the match, Shane raises the arms of Drew and Elias in the ring as they stand over Miz. Triple team attack begins now as Miz eats a Claymore kick. They hold Miz and Drew backs up and says, 5 days, Roman, before delivering another Claymore kick. Claymore to Miz. Announcers go over the card for Sunday's WWE SummerSlam pay-per-view. Ember Moon's backstage looking for Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, while Carmella is looking for R-Truth. They can't help each other out and keep searching. Moon comes up on Deville and Rose, who are eating donuts. They take shots at Moon. She slaps a donut out of her face, attacks them both. Deville launches Moon into a wall as a brawl. Officials come down to break it up. Rose has a smile on her face while Deville is fired up. When she sets Rollins and Kofi Kingston backstage, talking about Rollins' steel chair. Still to come, Bray Wyatt's Firefly Funhouse segment from Raw. Replay, back to commercial. Back for the break, we get 24/7 champion R-Truth outside looking for Carmella so they can leave. A referee appears as a car is driving up and thinks it's his Uber driver. Drake Maverick appears dressed as Carmella. This leads to Drake pinning Truth to become the new champion. Drake hops back in the SUV belonging to the referee and drives off with it. Mentioning how he's getting married, Truth still thinks it was Carmella who pinned him for the title. We get a replay of Bray Wyatt's Firehouse Funds segment from Raw. 2 out of 3 falls match. Kofi Kingston and Seth Rollins versus Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Back for the break, and it's time for the 2 out of 3 falls main event. Kofi Kingston and Seth Rollins are already out first. Kevin Owens and Sami were out next. Bell rings and Kofi immediately nails Sami with a Trouble in Paradise and covers for the first fall. Owens rants from ringside, yelling at the referee about how the bell didn't even hit yet. Kofi and Rollins celebrate in the ring as a good replay of the quick pin. We go to a commercial with Owens checking on Sami and entering the ring. Back for the break, the bell rings and Owens unloads on Rollins. Saxon says Sami and Owens are so furious during the break that they threaten to walk out on the match. Owens unloads on Rollins, but Kofi manages to tag in. Kofi counters Owens and turns it around. Rollins tags back in, comes off the top with a double axe handle. Double axe handle. Owens dumps Rollins to the apron, but he fights both opponents out. Rollins springboards in, but Owens rocks him in midair. Owens decks Kofi on the apron. Owens drops Rollins again and covers for the 3 pin attempt. Owens yells at the referee and shows frustration. We see Paul Heyman backstage watching the match on the screen. Sami tags back in and works over Rollins while he's down. Sami with two quick pin attempts. Sami keeps Rollins grounded as fans try to rally for Rollins. Sami takes Rollins up for top for a superplex, but it's blocked. Rollins headbutts Sami to the mat. Owens tags in and tries to keep control, but Rollins nails a blockbuster for a pop. Rollins calls as Kofi waits for the tag. Kofi springboards in with a tag as Sami also runs in. Kofi takes out both opponents. Kofi unloads on Sami and nails a dropkick. Kofi with a boom drop on Sami in the middle of the ring. Fans pop for Kofi as he waits in the corner. Sami avoids the Trouble in Paradise, but they go back and forth some more. Kofi with a crossbody for another close 2 count. Sami ends up planting Kofi with a Blue Thunder Bomb in the middle of the ring. Kofi still kicks out at 2, and Sami can't believe it. Owens wants to be tagged in now. Kofi drops Owens and sends Sami through the ropes to the floor. Rollins tags back in and nails a big suicide dive, sending Sami into the barrier. Rollins runs back in and nails a dive on the other side, sending Owens into the barrier. Rollins with another big shot as the legal man Owens shot the legal man Owens for a pop. Fan chant burn it down as Rollins prepares for the stomp. Sammy tries to stop it, and Kobe takes him out to the floor. Owens rolls Rollins and hits a super kick. Owens misses the pop-up powerbomb. More back and forth as Rollins and Owens tangle. Owens blocks the buckle bomb, but Rollins nails it in Sagiri. Rollins comes right back with a stomp on Owens for the pin and the win. After the match, the champions stand tall and celebrate as Rollins' music hits. Here's a go to replays. Final SmackDown before Stomping Grounds goes off the air with WWE Champion and Universal Champion posing on the ropes for the crowd. 205 Live. We get first match, Lance Dorado and Grand Metallic versus the Singh Brothers. Nigel McGuinness and Aiden English join Rick Joseph on commentary for this week to call the action. They discuss the ongoing disagreement between these two teams. I use the term disagreement because, well, it's not much of anything else today. Have you not heard any news from SmackDown Live yet? I wonder why we're lacking a stable, hard cameras. Footage from the match for the crowd seems to be wavering and changing vantage point a lot more than normal. It is admittedly distracting regarding what's actually going on in the ring. It is, as you would expect from the Lucha House Party, frequently changing tags, tandem offense, some of it botched. If I'm being cruelly honest, the Singh brothers are doing well to keep up, taking a page out of Jinder Mahal's book with some lovely headlocks to ground things to a halt. Samir and Sunil are in control for most of the early parts of the match, despite Lucha House Party having a numbers game, 3 versus 2. With Calypso offering support on the outside, the Singhs wind them up enough that any retaliation from Calypso would result in a DQ of his men. So far, so good. So Singhs. Lance Dorado offers a way out for his team, charging the ropes after an Irish whip. Handstand springboards his way back into the middle for a center. Respite achieved, and both men take hot tags. Grand Metallic continues where Dorado left off, dancing around on the ropes with an energy not really seen by him in a long time. He tags Dorado in and uses a partner to his advantage as he vaulted off the turnbuckle onto both Singh brothers on the outside. Dorado has all momentum on his side. But the Pinata comes into play, the mascot distracting Lucha House Party as sweets spill from the equine animal's rear end. Dorado dances gingerly around the candy stream around the ring, but gets rolled up for an easy 3 count from the resultant pin. We are now 1 apiece in this program between both teams, which means a rubber match. Evidently, a rubber match of some description is out on the cards. If there was ever a trope overused into a live, it's a rubber match. And for such a trope to be used for 2 teams who do little for me personally, especially without any prize on the line, I'm already groaning at the prospect. Noam Dar is in Magaluf, apparently, rehabilitating from his injuries. He is looking forward to coming back to action on 205 Live. This is the only if General Manager Drake Maverick drastically improves working conditions on the show after Dar was attacked by Drew Gulak a few weeks ago. Brian Kendrick comes on the screen. He is bemused by the talk of Magaluf. It would appear Noam Dar is nowhere near the Spanish island. Kendrick had to get back on his private jet as he has a match back in California in literally 2 minutes. That was all a bit bizarre, but humorous nevertheless. Brian Kendrick versus Russ Taylor. Kendrick gets a nice chant from the crowd as he takes off his oversized leather jacket. Kendrick proffers his hand to Taylor as a sign of sportsmanship, but Taylor bats it away. immediately earning the ire of Kendrick. Match officially gets underway, and the pair circle each other. Taylor mocking offers of his own handshake, of his own this time. Kendrick naturally swats it away, but eats a forearm with a result. Kendrick on his own feet, like a shot, as rains punishment down on Taylor, asking him, "Who are you?" All the while. Dropkick, insecurity, slice spread finisher, 1, 2, 3. It's all over. Cameras all over the place. Winner of the match, Brian Kendrick. Commentary team took a look back at Gallagher's count-out loss in last week's match against the debuting Chad Gable. Sarah Schreiber was backstage with Gallagher. Jack laments that one of his best efforts was in a losing performance, while he doesn't doubt Gable's efforts. But he is sure Gable would agree that there is unfinished business between the two. Mike and Maria Kanellis appear from the side. Mike says Jack should feel ashamed of what happened last week. Mike says he blew it. He says it's an embarrassment. An embarrassment just like Drake Maverick winning the 24/7 title and leaving the arena before 205 Live ever started. Mike and Maria made hints as taking over the show for their own benefit. Jack offers a not so busy Mike a match for next week, hoping to give him a nice black eye as a gift for his wife. Mike looks forward to seeing him try. Oney Lorcan versus Ari DeVere. In case you missed it, the reason this somewhat lackluster matchup is getting another go around is due to Ari DeVere attacking Oney Lorcan with a chair last week, costing Lorcan the chance to win the Cruiserweight title and #1 contender match. With weapons now a theme in this young rivalry, let's hope shoots some impetus into this program. Lorcan, after all, is at his best when carnage is all that surrounds him. Lorcan attacks DeVere with a running uppercut before DeVere's shirt is even off. Lorcan rains down chops and strikes in the corner. He charges the opposite turnbuckle, returning with another uppercut. DeVere retreats outside the ring before we get a repeat assault. DeVere scurries away and tries to escape over the barrier on more than one occasion. Lorcan chases DeVere and throws him into the ring. DeVere tries to gain the upper hand, but Lorcan is simply furious. He tries to lock in the half suplex, but DeVere elbows his way out of the grip. He takes Lorcan halfway up the ropes, locks in an armbar. Lorcan crashes down onto the mat, still in DeVere's grasp. Lorcan's elbow is in serious danger after the hyperextension. No doubt that will be a focal point for DeVere's going forward. The match is slowed down considerably now. DeVere works Lorcan's elbow with a variety of holds. He then launches Lorcan elbow first into the top turnbuckle, then the opposite corner. Lorcan is in trouble. He fights back with weak chest chops. The fight back so far has to no avail. Elbow lock returns and grounds Lorcan in the center of the ring. Lorcan wriggles free and grabs DeVere's foot before a super kick can be delivered. DeVere brings Lorcan in, swiveling him around. Locking him in the $1 Million Dream, Lorcan lashes out, but that only locks him in tighter. Lorcan is fading, but he manages to get to his feet eventually, breaking free by crashing DeVere into a turnbuckle. DeVere keeps his momentum on his side with an arm breaker. He props Lorcan onto the top rope. He rips Lorcan off, smashing him hard onto the canvas. DeVere goes for his Persian Lion frog splash. But Lorcan dodges at the last minute. Lorcan is back in it. Running elbows in the corner. A blockbuster, followed by a pin attempt. Lorcan hulks up the crowd, willing him on. Huge chest chops are exchanged between the two. More uppercuts by Lorcan. A huge running uppercut temporarily fails DeVere. Lorcan capitalizes with a half and half suplex. Before he can make the cover, DeVere rolls to the outside for an escape. Lorcan wastes no time, though, by somersaulting over the top rope onto DeBerry, as if sensing the tide has turned for the worst. DeBerry attacks Lorcan with a chair, thereby disqualifying himself from the match. Winner of the match, Lorcan. As predicted, the steel chair has come into play in this rivalry again. But, no doubt, some sort of weapons match will take place in the future. Before then, though, DeBerry destroys Lorcan around the ringside and then on the stage. Launching him into the Titantron, he finishes the assault with a hammerlock lariat onto the steel stage. Referee 10 to Lorcan as DeBerry watches on. I can get behind this program. Lorcan will be at home in more violent surroundings whenever these two square off for their rubber match. Nevertheless, Lorcan is beginning to look a little bit more at home on 205 Live. The episode finished with a video package from Tony Nese, Akira Tozawa, and Drew Gulak. The matches as given by the three men are what you would expect. The most convincing of the three, however, was Gulak's. Gulak is a new man, more focused, dangerous, and sadistic than ever before. He says there is no hope for a better 205 Live, but there is hope for a better Drew Gulak, and that he has no respect for the rules anymore. As much as I've enjoyed Tony Nese's title defenses, Gulak as the anchor of 205 Live is long overdue. If he comes up short, I would love the possibility of Gulak and Nese running a program on the way to SummerSlam. Only one can hope. Thanks to Wrestling Inc. reader Brian Reed Bieto for sending the off-camera notes from this week's SmackDown Live. Despite the tickets saying the show started at 4:45, which is, as regulars know it means, a pre-tape match before SmackDown aired. The one pre-show dark match was between Ali and Buddy Murphy, starting at 4:40, while the lines at the concession stand, the merchandise counters were crowded. Ali and Murphy both impressed the crowd with their solid but short match, which Ali left victorious. Right after that match, before SmackDown came on the air, they had The Miz pictured in a SUV with Carpool Karaoke Series on the screen. It must have been taping for that. And Miz walks out through the crowd and sings the Twisted Sisters hit song, "We're Not Gonna Take It," with the crowd. No, we're not gonna take it. Words were up on the screen like karaoke at a bar, and The Miz was pretty brutal when it came to his vocal skills. Towards the end, he left the crowd and walked up the ramp and introduced his wife, Maurice, and she played the air guitar and sang along with The Miz to finish the song. The dark main event was announced before SmackDown went off the air. Was Ziggler versus Kofi Kingston. Neither did much of anything after about 8 minutes. You could see a double count out coming from a mile away. Many people booed because it was such a half-butt effort by both guys who always seem to give so much to their fans. By the time Ziggler and Kofi got into the ring at about 7:45 at 7:45 local time, there was maybe a third the crowd still there. Most left midway through the 205 Live, which was not received well. One of more odd moments between the commercial breaks, there was a blonde girl, a small blonde girl, giving two young blonde girl. Apparently the reporter didn't know it was one of the announcers, interviewers, and what have you, giving two young fans a chance to win a t-shirt by answering as many names as they could in 30 seconds. She would say the Bulgarian Brute, and the kid was supposed to say Rusev, and so on. And the two boys had their own 30 seconds round to answer as many names as they could, which were based on wrestlers' names. What made fans laugh was both boys finished with 6 correct answers apiece. But that was wrong. If you watch the video, they didn't even start to count after the third name that the guy got right. Yet she didn't even realize that either, and claimed what the kid still the one that beat the other that was based on the wrestlers' names. What made handed him a Finn Balor shirt that had to be at least 3XL. And she looked at the other guy who actually tied his opponent. He accepted the program from tonight's show with a puzzled and disappointed look on his face. And here's your links for both videos with a girl winning the segment between two other boys, and the other two were the names were the boys there in that video. Well, another report from the tag match that started as they went dark twice for different commercial breaks. During one of the two, they had R-Truth go up to Miz to ask what kind of match it was. So the crowd understood that it was best of 3 falls contest. Dark main event after a 205 Live episode from Citizens Business Bank area in Ontario. Saw WWE Champion Kofi Kingston retain his title over Dolph Ziggler in singles competition. Ziggler versus Kofi in a steel cage match will take place at Stomping Grounds on pay-per-view. That concludes my SmackDown and 205 Live results. Thanks again. Peace out. See you on the video. If you don't know, just call me brothers and sisters.